Hey, it's happy hour night. That's right, Friday, happy hour. Cheers, everybody. All right, we're doing this from Escondido. I know, we just keep going on the road. When will the summer tour end? Have no idea, but I hope it's tonight. Gonna have some fun. My boy, he done got married. So we're here for his bachelor party, but we're doing the show. So I got an idea. Let's do it.
I'm a Venice, California-born, Los Angeles-based sports fan, one that has played, coached, announced, and promoted sports my whole life. My love affair with sports started in my own backyard and has led me to this podcast. Thanks to the support of the Amateur Athletic Union in East Bay, I'm excited to bring you Sports Stories with Denny Lennon.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon aims to bring its subscribers interesting, unique, and uplifting stories. You can find us at sportstoriespodcast.com. We drop audio and video podcasts every Thursday and go live on YouTube Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Many guests have shared their stories with host Denny Lennon, such as Super Bowl and BCS champions Brendan Ion Badejo, Peter Boulware, and Trevor Lawrence, three-time Olympic gold medalist Karch Karai, Kentucky Derby winner Doug O'Neill, NCAA champions Toby Bailey and St. John Smith, Hall of Famers Jimmy Lennon Jr., Rudy Tomjanovich, world champions Boom Boom Mancini and Tim Leary, AAU Sullivan Award winners Catherine Plummer, Sabrina Ionescu, and Spencer Lee, not to mention the head honcho, AAU president Dr. Roger Gowdy. We've also had best-selling authors Wesley King and Wayne Coffey, and our Sports Stories favorite, Norm Bass, the first African-American to play two professional sports post-World War II. Become a friend of the show on Patreon, and you can help keep the dream alive. Go to patreon.com/Denny Lennon or go to our website to see all of our social media links. If you have an interesting, unique, or uplifting story to tell, contact us on sportstoriespodcast.com.
Jimbo's in the 7428 studio in LA. As for me, I wonder, when will the live remote tour ever end? We've been on the Space Coast in Cocoa Beach, at the border in Chula Vista. Now we're hidden in the hills in Escondido at the Lawrence Welk Resort. From Barbara Eden to Mario Lopez to the one and only Lawrence Welk. It's SSDL Live at 5.
That's right. Where else are you going to get champagne music like that, right? Where else are you going to get the Space Coast and Barbara Eden, the border town of Chula Vista and Mario Lopez, and then you come into Lawrence Welk's house. That's where we are, in the Lawrence Welk Villa. Hey, is my family here? I hope so. I need the ratings. You know that. I need my St. Mark people. I need my St. Bernard people. Certainly need my VBCers and always need my AAU people. All right. Top 5 states outside of California watching the show. Florida. Makes sense. We were just there, right? Texas always comes strong. What are you going to do? North Dakota. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's where Lawrence Welk was born. So, Jay, welcome, people. I love it. Tijuana. All right, I got to get with my staff. Tijuana is not an American state, nor is it even American territory. I get it that we're big there, but it's not part of the country yet. I don't even think we're welcome there. All right, and then always the top outside of California, OH.
Io.
Hopefully everybody finished that for me because Ohio coming strong as always. Where am I? I'm in the villas at the Lawrence Welk Resort in Escondido. You see, here's the thing. My boy Vaughn, he got married. This is a classic picture of him with a rat tail. That's right. He's wearing the red, white, and blue, and he had a rat tail. But he got married, and then we did the bachelor party after because he's in the COVID era. So he couldn't have a regular wedding. So what did he do? They got married on Zoom, and now here we are doing the bachelor golf weekend. Happy to do it. It's that time. And there he is with the sailor hat right over there. All right. Hey, and where are we at Lawrence Welk? Who's Lawrence Welk? Lawrence Welk is an OG. He was born on a homestead, 1903 in North Dakota. The dude borrowed $400 from his dad. You know how much money that was back then? And he worked on the farm until he was like 21 years old to pay it off. He took that accordion, made a name for himself. He got himself to the West Coast, and at the Aragon Ballroom in Venice, KTLA, Channel 5 in Los Angeles decided to put him on the air, and that launched one of the great icons of American music. You know, when they canceled him, when ABC was purging all those country shows and they canceled him, Lawrence Welk figured out how to syndicate. He made himself 12, 10, 15, I don't even know how much more money he made himself, but he figured out syndication. That guy had his game together. Died in 1992, but we honor him tonight with this show. Okay, I just had to get my Lawrence Welk Raven. All right, hey, we had a good week. Let's take a look at this past week.
I was gonna show.
Oh,
that just to.
Hey, you can't do enough champagne music. No, you can't. There he is. You know, when Lawrence Welk sold one of his cars, my dad ended up buying it, and I rode around in the back of that Le Mans. Pretty badass.
So your dad's butt touched where Lawrence Welk's.
That's right. Yes, that is correct. My dad's butt sat where Lawrence Welk's butt sat.
There you
All
go.
right, let's keep rolling. We going up with this week. That's our boy LW right there. Okay, I think I'm.
The turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you do.
That was ridiculous. Now we get to the stuff that's sublime. Now, if you have children out there and you don't want them to watch it, I'm being serious for a moment. I really don't think you should. This is for the mature adult.
She says that she smokes just to keep her hands busy. The pace of her talking is making you dizzy.
And that is real gutsy.
Business, I think I should say, slow down, Arlene. You don't have to do it all at once. Relax, Arlene. You're young.
Missed again, but the rebound is good. So
Classic.
rightly so.
Life that must be quenched. The game just started, so don't get bent. Slow down, Arlene. Slow down. Well, she's almost.
The happy hour show of record is right from the LWR. Do you like that that picture of me with hair and Buck about 10 years younger? Yep, pretty solid. All right, we're here doing okay. So that past week was a lot of fun because Wade Benson, who you saw there, the let's say dismissed former head coach at Auburn University, he could blow up a little bit, and he did just that on the show. And then did you hear Randy Wednesday go after Mike Boley? Went after him strong, like one of those wrestlers when he messed up that wrestling show. So you got to look that one up. He went after Boley strong, saying he should have beat him in the East Bay shootout. Maybe he's right. You see that left paw just basically slam the ball back in? Love me some Randy Rosenblum. All right. And hey, the Uninterrupted series seems to have been doing well. So we dropped the Jimmy Jr. and it's already tracking quite well on our YouTube channel. So make sure you go. All of that is available at youtube.com, SSDL. You can also get there by searching Sports Stories with Denny Lennon. Okay, we have a guest in-house in Villa where we are, and we're going to visit with him. His name's Steven Irvin. I'll introduce him after we show a video because Steve's here to talk about the attempt to reclaim men's volleyball at Stanford University. We've been on this show. If you watched about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had on two lawyers that specialize in NCAA law talking about this. Prior to that, we had 3 All-Americans on the show from Stanford pushing it, along with Sibel Zhang. the editor at the Stanford Daily. All of this. Hey, we're on this. And we got Steve Irvin in-house tonight, but let's take a look at the video first.
In a statement released July 8th by Stanford University to, quote, reduce the breadth of their athletics programs and staffing, Stanford will discontinue 11 of its 36 varsity sports upon the completion of the 2020-2021 academic year. The teams facing cancellation will be allowed to compete one final year should the ongoing pandemic allow for the upcoming season before they're discontinued at the varsity level. All of the affected sports will have the opportunity to transition to club status after they conclude their varsity season this year. These 11 programs consist of more than 240 student athletes and 22 coaches. These sports have a combined 20 national championships, 27 Olympic medals, and an untold number of academic and professional achievements. The press release further states the decision to discontinue these 11 varsity sports programs comes down primarily to finances and competitive excellence. It goes on, ultimately enhancing the experience of the remaining student athletes and increasing their likelihood of competing for national championships for years to come. Stanford University has won 126 NCAA championships overall and is the nation's all-time leader. The men's volleyball team began in 1976 and has been to the NCAA Final Four 5 times, each time advancing to the championship match, winning twice in 1997 and 2010. It boasts 33 postseason tournament appearances, 8 conference championships, 20 first-team All-Americans, 23 national team players, and 11 U.S. Olympians. Teams were notified of the upcoming cancellation via Zoom and were given little prior notice of the restructuring. Just a few hours after Stanford Athletics released its plan to cut varsity men's volleyball, incoming freshman outside hitter Kapono Brown started an online petition to save the program. Brown's petition has taken off and now has over 33,000 signatures and counting. Stanford Athletics, however, maintains that any future donations to terminated teams may be directed towards supporting them at the club level, should they establish a club sport after their 2020-2021 varsity campaign. The petition goes on to ask that Stanford give the men's volleyball team a chance to keep the program at Stanford. It states that volleyball is the second fastest growing boys sport in the United States. At the men's level, over 80 NCAA teams have been added in the last decade, including 6 last year at historically black colleges and universities. Kapono Brown writes, "We believe we can find a way to fund our program if Stanford will work with us."
As mentioned, we promised our support of this important endeavor to bring back Stanford volleyball. Today, we bring you the Southern Section Player of the Year when he was a high school player at Los Angeles Loyola High School, 2-time champion there. And we also bring you the All-American from Stanford University. Let's welcome Steven Irvin to the show. What's up, Irv?
Hey, Denny. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, it's nice to bring you into the villa here. And discussion important. It's important. So, Steven, tell me a little bit, who you've been talking to and what you've heard lately about the effort to bring back Stanford men's volleyball.
So right now, the effort is still focused on fundraising. And the last numbers I got were that just based on alumni participation, which is almost at 100%, which in itself is really incredible. The number was at like 5.8 million. And the goal was to prove that between our alumni that we're serious about this. So before we went to the donors that can write the big 6-7-figure checks, we wanted to be able to go to them and be like, hey, we have at least between $2 to $5 million just between the past players and families of past players. And we've definitely passed that goal. So like I said, we're at 5.8 and we've narrowed it down to a list of 30 or so donors that we want to reach out to. And of course, we're always have our ears open for anyone else we can talk to. And really just, I think because we can go with them and say, like, hey, we've already raised $6 million. the goal is to get to 15 and then be able to take that to Stanford and Bernard Muir. And really just, we're almost begging them to take our money. Be like, hey, like, we're serious about this. That would fully endow the program, and we want to make this work.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, one of the things they initially said was any fundraising that was done would go towards, establishing and supporting a club program. But I think they've since backed off of that once they've seen, so many signatures on the petition and so much money initially raised. Is that accurate?
I'm not totally sure on their stance on the club situation. I know that they're now a lot more receptive to talking with us and working with us. I think Coach Kooztees has had a couple of meetings with Athletic Director Muir over the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And, obviously we're not in this to donate $6 million to $15 million to have it be a club program. We want this to be a Division I program, and we think it should. So I think that hurdle, if it's not totally passed, it's at least lowered a bit.
There's a couple other factors here that you got to take into consideration. We're not talking about cutting a sport from a school that didn't have success and support, because it had plenty of both. Also, you're talking about a sport, men's volleyball, that continues to grow. In fact, it's the fastest growing men's collegiate sport in the country at this point. And so you have those two factors. And what worries a lot of people that are within the sport of volleyball is that what's happened, that Stanford, who's often a leader in many both social, scholastic, and sport issues, is doing something, and others may fall in line and say, well, Stanford did it. And so you're seeing this movement amongst everybody that's involved with volleyball, that knows that volleyball is an important sport, seems to be backing your efforts.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm not trying to bash any of the other sports that were on the 11 cut. The volleyball players knew people, and we're close to people from every one of those sports. So, of course, we want all of them to be reinstated. But I will say each sport had their own petitions. And as the video showed, ours got over 30,000 pretty quickly. And I think the next one was maybe close to 10, and maybe didn't break it. So there's obviously a lot of support. Volleyball is growing, and that is the big concern, that if Stanford, a big, well-known Division I program that has had success, this isn't like this was a bad team that they just wanted to cut. There's, my 4 years there, we didn't win, but we finished runner-up my senior year and top 5 my freshman and sophomore year, and they won the year before that, and they've had success in the last 5 years since I've left. So, we are worried that other schools might take it as oh, they did it, so we can do it, which would obviously be devastating for the sport of volleyball as it's trying to grow, and as it is growing, especially across the U.S., especially like these D3 programs, and the D3 programs are really becoming very talented, because as the sport grows, the talent grows and could spread out. So it's not like basketball where there's 300 Division I schools with all good teams. Right now there's 30. So now the talent's getting bigger. So we want that to keep growing.
It takes a big man to bring up the fact that you were a runner-up in your year. I was going to dance around that. I know what a sore point that is, Steven. So I just want to say thanks for taking it out of my hands. But go ahead and speak to that runner-up your senior year. It's so close. Yeah,
so it was very close. I still have some qualms with that. I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed, but like the NC2A kind of made rules based on us, is what I think. Okay. Freshman and sophomore year, USC had the best record. They lost in the conference tournament, so they got the at-large. In junior year, they suddenly opened an extra at-large spot, which we would have got the last 2 years. And then senior year, after we traveled to Utah for the conference tournament, lost there, and then went straight from Utah to Chicago and played Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. So we were pretty exhausted, had been away from our home for 2 weeks. And now the year after that, they made it a mandate that there'd be a full week in between the conference and the NC2A tournament. And then Loyola Chicago too, they offered us a practice slot of 9 a.m. on Friday after we were all staying to watch their game end at 11 against Penn State. So, I'm like, really, you have no sports going and you have to give us a 9 a.m. slot. So, we did lose that. They played incredibly. I mean, I don't know their stats, but they passed really well and hit really well. So, they deserved it. But if we had those rules,
we entertain any and all conspiracy theories.
No conspiracy theory. It just seemed like they realized, that's a big deal. We should correct that, and they did. It's just we happened to be a bad timing.
The NCAA, we know their game.
Oh yeah.
No, well, hey, these happened. That's 3 titles right there. Irv, tell me a little bit about what I've been, I think, most impressed with is not only the volume of people that got behind this, but just how smart those Stanford players have been about approaching this. It seems like you're actually making ground when it seemed like that was just a brick wall you're going to run into. I'm feeling as if you're gaining some ground here.
Yeah. So I think we took a really good approach. We didn't want to yell at the university or chastise them for making a terrible decision or anything like that. We wanted to come from a position of understanding. We get it. Like, we've known that volleyball has been losing money, and football and basketball kind of subsidize that. And obviously with COVID, and there's not going to be that same revenue coming in, there's going to be some hard decisions. So we understood where they were coming from. We just wish they had come from a different angle. At least give us a heads up. Be like, hey, this is the situation. You guys all understand this. You have till the end of the year to come up with a solution. Otherwise, these are the measures we're gonna have to take. Something like that. And so we definitely wanted to come from a place of, hey, let's work together. Not like, hey, you guys are the worst, and this is why you suck, and this is why we should change this, because we don't. I mean, Stanford has 36 D1 sports. They're one of the biggest sports programs. Even if cutting 11, they're still one of the biggest sports programs in the country. So we can't blame them for that. We just want to work with them.
Steve, we talk about what Stanford does provide to people. And one of the things, if you don't mind, like I start to segue a little bit, is that it provides, a background of business and entrepreneurship, which you yourself have actually dove into with a product line that I want to bring up right now, which is this beautiful Kooztees that I'm wearing. Now, people may have wondered what this hat was. This is a Glenbrook Club. That's where my son and his lovely bride, Devin, were planning to get married. They spent their post-wedding dinner there right on Lake Tahoe. That's what I'm sporting here. But here I'm sporting Kooztees, and I need you to fill me in a little bit on the Kooztees. And then we're going to show a video. But why don't you tell me a little bit about how this came to be? So
the Kooztees were actually kind of funny. Those were an idea that we had. When I say we, I just mean a couple of high school friends back in the day, saying, "Oh, we love Hawaiian shirts, we love Kooztees, or we love Kooztees. Why don't we combine them?" And then we actually found out later that one of our good friends, he was in the back of your stream, Ryan. He had a friend at SC that did something similar. But there was those T-shirts, and we wanted to do more Hawaiian shirts. And yeah, I just kind of went with it. I just got back from Europe. I was working with my brother-in-law on a startup, and so I had a little bit extra time between figuring things out, and just kind of went with it. And now, obviously, I'm not trying to sell a bunch so I can donate that money to save Stanford's volleyball program.
Nice. All right. Well, let's take a look at the video right now so we can show you exactly what this Kooztees does.
Imagine this. You've just come back with some cold ones when...
Hey guys. Hey you, go long.
Let's see that again.
Go long.
Total destruction. One more time. Never stood a chance. Let's fix this.
Hey guys. Hey you, go long.
With a newly freed hand, he makes a spectacular catch. So how does it work? With a normal Hawaiian shirt, you have two problems. First, if the can does fit, the sides of the pocket wrap around the can, pulling the surrounding fabric with it. Second, once inside, the can is very cold on the skin, and natural body heat warms the can. The Kooztees solves both problems. First, the patent-pending design of the pocket allows it to rise off the chest, leaving the surrounding fabric flat. Second, the neoprene lining provides a layer of insulation, helping to keep the cold of the can away from the chest, and the heat from the body away from the can. With no can inside, the Velcro allows the pocket to stay flat, becoming almost undetectable. So next time you want to grab a roadie, be sure it's in a Kooztee.
I was sold on the idea of it carrying, a beer right here, which it can do, of course, right? But until the nipple protection came along, I wasn't in. But now I am, because I can't even tell it's there. And suddenly I am mobile with my Mick Ultra.
Oh, yeah. We say warm nips, cold brews.
Of course you do. Now, Steven, one of the things, I knew you were doing this. The other was we have a legendary Super Bowl party where the 7428 studio is at our place. And we have multiple games that go on throughout the course of the Super Bowl. And one of those was the backgammon competition we had. And Kooztees sponsored that backgammon competition.
Oh, yeah. We were super excited to sponsor that. It was an epic competition. And I had never experienced, I don't want to say shit talking, but
yeah, it comes with the territory.
All right,
it does.
Christine could bleep that out, maybe.
Yes.
But that was incredible, and I've never thought of backgammon being as competitive and exciting a sport until that night, and that's why I was so excited that Kooztees was able to sponsor it.
I would imagine if we were to do anything else in the world of backgammon, you'd be in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Me and Kooztees.
And Kooztees, of course. The reason I say this, Steven, is there's been something just been working in my head. And here's where it started. When this road trip started for the SSDL show, it was while running an event in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And I was hanging out with some of the AAU brass, right? Dr. Gowdy, he's the big cheese. We're hanging out in his hotel room. And so a little bit of back and forth talk came between me and one John Dragus. Now, some of you may remember John Dragus. He was on an episode of our Preps to Olympians. He's the athletic director at Madison High School in Ohio. And there's going to be an upcoming SSDL series, video podcast series on that football team and their legendary coach. So Dragus, he's the athletic director. So I started to talk about how I was highly ranked within my age group. And this is Dragus right there. And within my age division in the world, of backgammon. And he started to come back at me. So a legendary backgammon off was proposed by the president of the AAU, one Roger Gowdy. He suggested that John Dragus would represent the Lake Erie district of the AAU. I, of course, would represent the Southern Pacific district of the AAU. And we went best out of 7 over 2 nights, 2 out of 3, whoever won the series. And it went down to the final series, game 7. You know who came out on top. That's right. Southern Pacific District holding down despite all of the mess talk that was coming from him. As a matter of fact, we have a statement from him because he was sending me all these gifts about Down Goes Frazier and so forth. So let's see what, here it is. He says, I grudgingly admit that Denny Lennon bested me in a warm, muggy night in a seedy, smoke-filled hotel room of backgammon in Cocoa Beach, Florida this month. And I eat this humble pie of my Down Goes Frazier gift. Okay? Takes a man to make that. He's an honorable guy from a fine district, the Lake Erie district. So that gave me an idea. Why couldn't backgammon be played out amongst all of us across this great country of ours through a great organization founded in 1888? Yep, the Amateur Athletic Union. So I'd like to push that idea forward. I'd like Dr. Gowdy to consider that. I think we put on a show that night. You've shown that you would come in and maybe perhaps be a sponsor.
For sure.
Right? Yeah. I'm showing that Mick Ultra sits nice and pretty there. Maybe we go after Mick Ultra. I'm not really sure. I'm just shooting from the hip here, Steve.
Oh, everyone loves their lobes.
Yeah, they do, right? And would you participate in this?
100%. I'm even working on a V2 that has a pocket meant for the slim cans.
Really? So you have something that would, I don't know, would you put a magnet on it or how would it work?
I think the guy in the sailor hat has like an example over there.
Oh, this is
This
Oh,
is
this
the
is
newly
the-
married.
the
Let's see if we can
picture.
get into the shot here. Oh, yes, he does. Oh,
And go ahead and see if it pops off. There we go.
oh my goodness.
Nice.
V1.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow. That's what you look like once you get married, people. You put on a sailor hat and you carry around a Slim Kim. Boy, that's sad. I mean, look, we already had something that started there. And I propose amongst, you could see, there's 4 of us here, that we get another exhibition contest going tonight in honor of Vaughn and Devin getting married. We'll call it an invitational, and we'll get some backgammon going. We're going to suggest all of you watching across the country play a little backgammon and give us at Sports Stories a couple of weeks. See if we can't work something out. We'll get a nationwide league going. That's my thought here.
I love it.
All right, I got to talk to Dr. Gowdy because he's the key here. I bet I could get Joe Gura, the second vice president. I know I could get Joe Gura. He's out of Lake Erie District. He was there. He saw what happened that night when Frazier didn't go down. And so I think we got something here. Well, can we learn a little bit more about backgammon, perhaps, Christine?
What I wanted to know is if you wanted to know if East Bay would back this.
Ooh, well thought out by you, Christine. Well thought out. As in fact, so where Christine's bringing up is we just hosted the East Bay 74-28 shootout where we took 12 of our on-site 74-28 interviews, right? We've done about 50 video podcasts. 12 of them were at our place. And we put up their pre-interview shot in the backyard against one another and came out with the champion, who was Chris McGee. And there was plenty of fun to be had. And we asked Adam after, when he awarded the $1,000 gift card to the worthy charity of Still Point that was represented by Chris McGee, if he would follow us down this road of sponsoring us.
Yeah.
So let's see what he said. Chris McGee.
Oh. Sorry,
Chris
I
McGee,
muted
Ross
you.
Porter Jr. Chris McGee, of course, the Laker announcer. Ross Porter Jr. representing Still Point. Yep, he is the son.
And Still Point Family
Porter.
Resources.
Still Point Family Resources. And yes, he is the son of legendary baseball announcer Ross Porter from the Dodgers fame, and Adam Wald of East Bay. So let's see what they say. Adam, so let's talk. When I get another round of these shooters ready, East Bay, I would imagine, will want to keep coming.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with you. You know, you and I have a great relationship, and that all stems from what we've done together. So no, we're here for the long haul, and whatever we can do, besides this, we're here to help.
Okay, that's good to hear because I got a great idea. I'll pitch you on soon. Dr. Porter, appreciate that invite. Would love to attend and be part of that great program, and I hope we'll have you back. That means, Geeter, you're going to have to come back into the studio. And you know how much it's going to ride on this shot this next time.
Always. By the way, I'm going way deeper next time. I'm standing where I'm just going to get up from my little seat and bomb it from there.
You got to love Geeter. You got to follow him as the Lakers make their way towards a 17th NBA title. He hosts the Laker pre, half, and post-game show. That said, you heard what Adam said. I said, hey, I got another idea. He goes, no problem. Just let me know. All right. That makes Kooztees, East Bay. I think the AAU will jump behind this. And now I just got to get Mick Ultra. I'm sure we can get them. And we got ourselves a national, I would call it an alliance, maybe. Maybe we have an alliance of sponsors, players, and an association like the AAU that can get this going. I'm fired up on this. There they are. Okay, so look, see, I represented the Southern Pacific District there, right? And I represented against the Lake Erie District. There's 56 districts in the AAU. That's terrible. Look at how many times we have to show. That's Dr. Gowdy right there. That's right. That's the head honcho of the AAU. So we get them back in this. We're going to do an official national championship of a venerable organization, one that's ingrained in the society, the sports society of this country since 1888, led our Olympic movement. You watching at home could probably win, maybe, considering I'm on the field, maybe not, but you might be able to win a national championship under the AAU banner. Unreal. Let's do this. Let's learn a little more about backgammon. What do you think, Christine?
Okay.
So, some 5,000 years ago, in a place we all fondly remember as Mesopotamia, they were playing this sport. The original dice that they played with was made out of human bones. That's right.
So this comes from the earth and from human bones. So if you get that combo going, look at that. Look at that has been a well-played backgammon. You know what? That kind of looks like the board that we play on that Ray threw and lost one of our chips. So then we had to put on a Mick Ultra cap and call it Scrappy. Look at that one. See, people play it from throughout the course of time. There's another one. They should be stacking over there. That's one of the things I like to do is stack my pucks upon. I like to think puck lives matter. So you look at all of this. What a history we have in this great sport. We're going to take it to new levels. I'm going to find somebody at Mick Ultra to talk to about this. That's right. You play in your district. I don't know. Maybe it starts with a simple series against your wife. Maybe you invite some friends over and you have a tournament. I got a better idea here. As you may well know, Gino Grajeda and I, and Marley Rice and the producer here, Christine Jimbo, we run a national beach volleyball tour for juniors through the AE, right? That has a national ranking and point system. Why couldn't we have national points in backgammon? We probably could. My boy John Alvarez, genius. He's a genius. He could do it. He could figure it out. We're going to do this, people. Tonight, exhibition. Let's do it. Vaughn and Devin Classic, I guess we'll call it.
Does the winner of tonight get the Pacific, nomination, or
that's a little much to ask.
Okay,
but it does.
So you're just self-appointed.
I think there could be probably maybe a copper medal awarded for tonight because that doesn't quite make the medal stand, but it's
How
significant.
many times do we need to beat you before we can replace you?
Yeah, let's work the point system out first, Stephen. But those are good questions. So I appreciate them. Because I would come in probably with a lot of grandfathered in points. It might take a lifetime. We don't know. All right. That's exciting. Wow. We learned a lot tonight, didn't we? Okay. Irv, thank you for being here, shedding the light, and glad to have Kooztees on board. We got our work to do, nation of backgammon players. Let's get this going. And I think we've had a good show. Anything else, Christine? Did I forget anything?
You did. You forgot a quiz.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. We got our guy on the hot seat. His name, Steven Irvin. What did he do? I don't know. All-American at Stanford. Did he go to class? We'll find out. Let's ask him some questions about Lawrence Welk. That's right. Question number 1, Steven. Who is this? Identify this person. Look at him playing that accordion.
Oh, yeah.
You know this?
Of course.
Who is it?
Florin Meyer.
I call him Myron Florin.
Oh.
But you go last name, first name. Got it.
Give me a break.
Let's see what question. Myron Florin.
All right. My grandparents used to watch.
I am impressed you could come up with either name. Okay. Question number 2, Steve. Let's see what we got here. The conductor of the band.
This one I know. I'm not going to mess up his name. So this one was in an intro to pop. It was one of those freshman classes you had to take. It was George Cates.
George Cates, excellent. Wow, Stanford is impressing me right now. I don't think you learned that at other places. He was a conductor, George Cates. All right, let's see. Let's keep it rolling. Question 3. Oh, who didn't love these two? Look at these two. Dancing machines.
They're familiar.
Precursor to the Jackson 5 dancers, I would imagine.
Probably.
Look at this.
Okay, I did take a dance class.
Yes.
Social dance. And Billy and CISSY, or
wow, you're close. Bobby and CISSY.
There's the shirts. Bobby and CISSY.
Well, you know what? I'll give you points there.
This is like 7 years ago.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. Question 4, straight out of Venice. Yep, not straight out of Compton, but straight out of Venice. This next group. Let's see. The Fab Four.
I know this
right?
One.
The Fearsome Foursome.
I know this one. I think I would get in trouble from Vaughn if I didn't know this.
That's right. Who is that?
The Lennon sisters.
The Lennon sisters. That's right. Straight out of Venice. Your Fab Four, your Fearsome Foursome. Yeah. They owned that place. It started in 1955. Yep, they did. The Christmas show, 1955. They've been going strong ever since. The Lennon sisters. That's right. All right. Steven, you did quite well on the quiz.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed with that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks to the producer for remembering that quiz, because I almost forgot to give it to you, and we always quiz somebody. All right. Feel like it was a pretty good show. I really do. I think this ends the summer tour of SSDL on the road from the Space Coast to the West Coast to Tijuana. Call it Tijuana. And now we're in the hidden hills of Escondido. This has been a fun show. All right. I'm Lawrence Welk. We're out. Put it in the quad.
Yeah, I'm having trouble right now. Give me a second here.
Wait, which one's
This
well?
is, we can red zone this right now.
With all the hair in
I
the
know.
bottom, right?
This is the hairy dude.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on. It's
All right,
coming.
I can do it again.
Say goodbye one more time.
I'm
Give me
Lawrence
your
Welk.
out one more time.
I'm not Barbara Eden, not Mario Lopez, but Lawrence Welk, and I'm out.
Almost there.
Say, woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All you need is just a little patience. Sports Story comes on at 5, it'll make things look alright. But all you need is just a little patience. It comes on at 5.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is supported by the AAU. Find a local event and join at aausports.org. And remember, you can catch your favorite amateur sports live stream, replays, and highlights at ballertv.com. Sports Stories, along with East Bay, supports the Heroes Movement, a nonprofit that bridges the gap from mental or physical therapy to getting strong again through strength and conditioning workouts. This free service is available for any veteran of the United States Armed Forces. Visit heroesmovementusa.org for more information. Sports Stories, along with thousands of people across the country, also supports the My Stuff Bags Foundation, a nonprofit that provides traumatized children with new belongings and new hope. Learn more at mystuffbags.org. Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is a production of Sports Stories, Inc. and is available on Apple Podcasts and YouTube or wherever you listen and watch. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and give us a review. It really helps spread the word. You can find all our social media links, archives, and other info on our website at sportsstoriespodcast.com. Special thanks to the John R. Wooden Course and Wooden's Wisdom. Original music for Sports Stories is courtesy of Lennon Music Productions. Original images by Ciena Lennon Photography. Sports Stories is produced by Christine Jimbo and Marley Rice. Sports Stories is edited by Bob McCall. Additional staff include Ray Castro, Teresa Dolan, Jake Downey, Carlos Haro, and Buck Magic Lennon. Kick it out, Buck!
Yeah, kick it out. Kick it out. Yeah, buddy. Way to kick it out. Good job.